Okay, let's get rolling. My name's Tanya Fincham, and along with me is Alex Bishop. We're with Oklahoma State University, and we're working on a project called Oklahoma Married for Life. And we're here in Altus to speak with Lawayne and Reba Drury, and who's been married 76 years. So thank you for having us today.
Yeah.
Let's begin with learning a little bit about each one of you. Where were you born, and tell us a little bit about your childhood.
Well, I was born and raised on Red River, and by my parents, and there was 5 of us children, and we worked hard. Chopped cotton and pulled bows, and just did about everything.
Where were you in the order? Were you the oldest, the youngest?
I was the oldest
The
of
oldest.
5.
Boys, girls?
3 girls and 2 boys.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about the house you grew up in.
Well, we didn't have a bathroom in the house. We had to go a good ways outside to the bathroom. But we were happy.
Yeah. How far would you have to walk to school?
Well, it was about 4 or 5 miles.
One way?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was when I first started the school, Pleasant Valley.
Pleasant Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a one room?
No, it was a 4 or 5 room.
Oh, a good size one.
Uh-huh.
How many grades did you go there?
Till I was I went to Harmony when I was in the 7th grade or 8th grade, after I graduated from Pleasant Valley.
Okay. And you finished at Harmony?
Uh-huh.
Do you remember what year?
Well, what year was that?
40, 41, something like that?
Yeah, 41, I believe.
41. What was your favorite subject?
Math.
Math. Okay. It's your turn. Tell me about your childhood. Where were you born?
I was born here at Ola. I was born down there on the river where we lived, south of Olusty.
South of Olusty, okay.
On the river.
And our land was the last land before Red River. It run right on the south side of our house, not house, but the whole great place.
And on the other side of the river was Texas?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Barely in Oklahoma then.
Yeah, see, the river, the Texas and Oklahoma line, the line is on the south bank of Red River.
Okay.
Texas don't own any of the river.
Of the river? Okay. And did you have brothers and sisters?
No,
No?
I was the only child.
Were you a little spoiled?
Well, I'm not going to say I was, but I wouldn't say I wasn't.
And where did you go to school?
I went to school. We went to the same place at Harmony, at little grade school. I mean, only high school south of Olusty.
Okay. And did you graduate from there?
Yeah.
The same year or a year after? 1940.
His year after I did.
So 42?
Yeah.
Okay.
I graduated 42.
Lusty has the little library there on the square, built by the WPA.
Yeah.
Did you remember going in it?
Oh, yeah,
It's a neat little building.
Uh-huh.
yeah. I'm, I went nearly everywhere. My cousin, dad, had a business in Old Lusty, and he and I were the same age. And we spent a lot of time trading out. I'd go to his house and doing things we wanted to get to do, you know.
How would you get there?
Well, most of the time, his dad was moving around doing the different things, and he'd take us as he went.
I just wondered if you had a horse.
Yeah, I had a horse later, but I never did try to ride to town or anything.
Okay. Well, tell us how you two met.
We was in school together down at Harmony.
Okay.
Well, I went to grade school at Pleasant Valley, and then when I graduated from there, well, I went down to Harmony, and that's where he was going to school.
And that's where you met?
Yeah.
Do you remember your first date?
Oh, golly. That's been a long time ago. Do you remember our first date?
No, I really don't.
We didn't have many dates back then.
Go to a dance or something?
No, he didn't dance.
Pie suppers?
Yeah, we had pie suppers and different, the community had a lot of things that they did together.
So, when did you all get engaged?
What year was it? When you graduated from high school, wasn't it? What year did you graduate?
42 is I think what you
Yeah.
said.
42.
And he asked you to marry him then?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then where did you go to get married?
We went to Old Lusty, up to the Methodist preacher.
Okay. Do you remember what you wore?
All I had, I guess. I didn't have much clothes.
Well, that was about the time the war was going on.
Uh-huh.
Did you have to serve in the war?
No, I didn't.
You didn't.
It ended before he had to go.
Okay. Plus, I guess it was farming, and that was a
Yeah,
good reason not to, too.
yeah, he was farming, so.
Did you participate in any of the CCC camps? Conservation camps?
No,
Nope.
wasn't old enough to.
Okay. So once you got engaged, how much time before you got married? Was it pretty quick?
I think so. I don't remember, do you?
Pretty quick, though, I think.
Yeah.
Was it after you'd gone to Drone's Business College?
Yeah,
It's after that?
and during the time,
During.
I've forgotten how long I went to Drones, but it was several months.
And the picture of the Centennial Farm, is that from your side of the family or from
That's from mine.
from yours?
The Bruce.
So they were some of the early comers to
Oh,
the
yeah.
state.
They came from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Okay, that's where I'm from.
It is?
It is.
Well, that's where my, grandparents were from.
And their last name was
Bruce,
Bruce. Hmm.
Howard and Cordelia Bruce.
Okay. Brave people to come out here,
Yeah,
weren't
they
they?
sure were.
Yes.
Mighty brave.
Do you know where yours came from? Your parents and grandparents? Before they got to Oklahoma?
As I can't think of it.
It's down in Texas, wasn't it? Where they came from.
Well, they were down in Texas.
They came from South Texas.
Okay.
Well, I don't know how far south Texas.
Isn't that right, Tim?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Grandpa Drury come from down by Nacogdoches to Abilene, and then he come to Vernon at Wilbarger County as a contract judge to set up the temporary, he was a temporary judge and set up the county government there, held the elections and built the courthouse, and his name's actually in the cornerstone of the courthouse there in Wilbarger. And then it's my understanding he had his cattle operation and everything got moved to the north side of the Red River.
That's when he moved to Oklahoma.
Yeah, crossing the river had to be a challenge, I would think,
Yeah.
before bridges so much.
In Vernon, they, on the south side of the courthouse down there, well, it showed our grandpa was commissioner there for when the first time they had the courthouse there in Vernon.
It goes way back too then.
Yeah.
It was a mover and a shaker. Yeah. And then, so once you all got married, you went back to the farm,
Oh, yeah, we farmed.
farmed,
Uh-huh.
primarily cattle. Any
Yeah.
cotton?
Yeah, we had cotton and wheat,
Wheat.
but we sure didn't have tractors and stuff that they have nowadays. It was a lot different.
Well, of course, I can remember when they were used horses, but and Dad that's all he ever used till they come out with that little Ford tractor. And he bought one of them, and boy was I proud.
He let you drive it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. He did. He did after he got started. Yeah.
Was it new or used when he bought it?
It brand new.
Brand new. Well, that was something special.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Helped with the workload.
sure did.
Did you have to milk cows?
Oh, we milked all the time. 'Cause we sold milk.
Okay.
That's the way you paid for groceries,
They
just a milk bag.
they run a truck from Mangum, and picked up milk all down around down there where we lived.
Okay.
And they'd
South and west of Mandra.
Amen.
Old Lusty.
They came to Old Lusty.
And did you have to milk too, Reba?
Oh, yeah, we
Did you?
milked cows. Did just about everything.
That was the biggest money maker that they ever had.
Was the milk?
Was that milk? Well, of course, the calves was, we'd sell all the boy calves.
Mm-hmm.
And
Was it 160 acres? The farm? How many acres?
you know, I don't. We had a little more done.
More than that. Well, did you dairy once you got married? You kept milking cows once you got married?
Well, I think we did, didn't we?
For a little while
Yeah,
anyway?
we'd sell, milk, because they had a regular route. They came and picked up the milk every day.
Did you do chicken and eggs the same
Yeah.
way?
We had chicken, and everybody had chicken and eggs.
You'd raise another bunch of hens for keep a pretty good sized bunch of. They had nearly everybody had a hen house,
At the house.
and
Yeah, I had a pretty big bunch of chickens and sold eggs, It was quite different then than it is now.
Was Lusty the closest town from the farm?
it was about like not very much difference in Old Lusty and El Dorado
Okay.
from where we lived.
But there was a store at Harmony where we went to high school, and they had a lot of, took care of the grocery list and, anything you had to buy. Didn't buy very much, You raised nearly everything you ate.
Yeah.
Canned it.
Spent a lot of time canning it.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time canning it and drying it. We dried stuff too.
Mm.
It's quite different.
Quite different. Your mother taught you how to do all of that?
Yeah,
Did she?
you worked.
You worked.
Everybody worked.
Did you make your own clothes?
Yeah.
So too?
Yeah, we made our own clothes. Or my mother did, made our clothes.
Did she quilt?
Yeah, they
Did she?
quilted and did it just about everything there was to do. Because we didn't go to town, There was a store at Harmony, and that's where you got most of your groceries was there.
Yeah.
And that's where we went to high school.
Well, you could get groceries at Elmer and Old Lusty both.
Yeah. But you didn't go to town very often.
And how would you keep it cold?
You had ice boxes, or you bought ice. They had an ice route there at the Harmony store where they had an ice route,
Wow.
and they delivered ice. And people had ice boxes, or if they didn't, they wrapped it with a quilt or a blanket.
Hmm.
Quite different than it is nowadays.
Quite different. How would you stay warm in the winter?
Well, they had a stove, and had wood stoves,
Okay.
and that's why your cook stoves too. They had
You
big
go out and cut mesquites.
mesquite wood.
Okay.
to burn in it if you didn't. And then they had a pretty big coal store at Old Lusty, and we usually bought coal too, some coal.
I was later when they got that coal, everybody wanted to burn that coal.
A lot easier than chopping wood, huh?
Yeah, that chopping wood was kind of hard.
Well, then in the summer, when it would get so hot, how would you stay cool?
You get under a shade tree if you had one. You didn't have any. There was no air conditioning or no.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Well, on the windows, from the way the wind blew mostly, they would put a cup tails over the windows, and then it just,
If there was any wind, well, that's the cool you got.
That's cool.
The wind. And there wasn't much wind back then either.
well, there's enough to help.
To help.
Yeah, part of the time.
Sometimes it's real good, and sometimes you just be sure stale, you know.
Sultry, real sultry.
Would you have a front porch to sit on?
Yeah, most everybody did.
Most did.
Front or a back porch one.
Yeah.
And trees, they had trees to sit under.
Mhm.
That's the way they stayed cool. Tried to stay cool. It was sure different. We lived down on Red River, both of us.
Well, with 5 children in the home, did you share bedrooms?
Yeah.
Did
Slept on a pallet on the floor most of the time because it was cooler.
Okay. When you being only, you had your own room, I guess. Or own spot, anyway,
Yeah,
On the floor.
on the floor. And would you go to church very often?
Yeah, we went to church every Sunday. And Sunday night, usually.
we went to Elevated to church.
By horse and wagon or by car?
By car.
By car.
We never did go
By horse.
for horse and wagon.
Had Model Ts.
Okay, Model T.
force. Yeah, it was a lot different then than it is now.
Did you have children? You had
Yeah, he's our one. We had 2 boys and 3 girls.
5, so okay.
We had 5.
You were busy,
Yeah, real busy.
real busy.
And we had to wash on the rub board, you know.
How would you do diapers?
Well,
She didn't do them all.
You did them? You helped.
yeah, everybody had rub boards and big wash tubs, you know, and everybody had a wash day during the week. Everything you did was done by hand. So it was a big job. Hang them on the line to dry.
And you helped.
Everybody helped.
Everybody.
Everybody.
Well, did the kids have to do chores on the farm?
Oh yeah.
Did they have it?
We milked cows and washed clothes and chopped cotton and pulled bowls and did everything there was to do.
And then what would you do for fun?
Well, we played softball or baseball.
They actually have a picture of that farm. Of the house and the barn and stuff.
That's,
That's where they,
This is the house she was raised in, yes. It's later. Picture was in the 80s, but that's the house and the chicken house and the shop where they had their little forge and done their stuff. And this was the barn where they milked the cows and stuff.
and then where's the outhouse?
The outhouse, when I remembered it, was on the other end of the chicken house.
Well,
right here.
that was quite a piece to go.
Yeah, you had to walk.
And then this
Hope it wasn't an emergency.
this was
they
their
start early.
root cellar,
Okay.
storm cellar there.
Storm cellar for the,
Everybody had a storm cellar because they had lots of storms.
I lived 2 miles east, and I think 3 south from where they lived. And where you turn south on mine, I meant to go to mine, while you run on the bank of the river.
Mm.
But their home was about a mile
On the river.
from the river, and
did you know each other that early though? If you were living that close, did you know each other as little kids?
Not till I went to high school.
Not till high school?
Down at Harmony
Okay.
when
mm,
I first met
that's
her.
when she started to,
I just figured if your houses were that close, you might have met before then.
Well, you used to walk or ride a horse or buggy,
Yeah.
rode the buggy. But you worked all the time. You didn't go anywhere much
Yeah.
because we worked.
And it didn't have electricity early on, no.
No, we didn't have electricity or
was we happy when we got it.
You remember, huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
It was in the 40s, early 40s when we got electricity.
What was the first thing you bought that required electricity? I'm guessing maybe a
I
refrigerator.
can't remember right
Yeah.
now.
A refrigerator.
Was about the first thing you bought because
And what?
a refrigerator.
Yeah,
Because you took care of your milk and your eggs and
and a
everything.
stove,
Huh?
and a stove.
Well, of course you had a stove.
And then a washing machine would come a little later
Well, yeah, most of the time you washed on the rubber.
on a rubber.
Well, I want to know if he asked her father.
Did he ask your father for your hand in marriage? Did you ask her dad if you could marry her?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you did. You asked my mother and dad.
I figured I asked your mother rather than your dad.
Why is that?
Anyway, yeah, that's.
See,
But there was a lot of people in the country then.
he was less more to talk back at you than her dad, her mother. She wanted to tell you what to do.
Everybody worked back then.
Well, did they like you? When
Yeah,
they liked
I
you?
guess they did. They didn't throw me out.
And how about his parents? Did they like you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they took me in.
And of course, I was the only child, and so they had a girl after we married. Well, they had a boy and a girl.
That's right. And you had a whole new family with her siblings.
Yeah,
A lot of brothers and sisters.
Yeah, there was a lot of people in the country then, because we went to school at Harmony, and there was, they had a high school and a grade school. There was a lot of people lived in the country.
About how many were in your class? Just your class?
Well, there was about 12 or so.
Okay.
And they run 4 buses out of that Harmony School down there to pick up kids. That's how many people lived in the country.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of people in the country.
And did Harmony have a basketball team?
Yeah,
Did you play basketball?
we all played, everybody played, most everybody did. Played ball,
she is a
softball,
good player.
basketball, and any kind of ball I had to play, well, we played.
Boys and girls.
Yeah, boys and girls played together.
Mm.
If they needed them, why, they played together.
Okay.
It's quite different.
Quite different, yes.
Yeah, it's a different world.
How do you've been married for 76 years. How do you two define love?
Well, I don't know how to explain it.
How did we, like, at school or?
Well, how you've been married for 76 years. How do you define love? What does it mean to be in love?
You tell him.
I just know.
Well, some people might ask, what do you do to keep the spark alive?
I don't tell everybody everything.
Some things are better left unsaid.
Let's hear a response, Alex.
It was sure a lot different than it is now, and you sure didn't go very much, you know.
Daddy, tell them about, you telling Grandpa and Grandma about y'all wanting to get married and what Grandma told you.
You tell him. I can't remember.
Well, when you told them that you wanted to get married, didn't they tell you you had to wait until you was 18?
Yeah.
You had to wait till you was 18, so how long did you wait after your birthday?
I don't remember. It wasn't very long.
Do you remember?
Well, the way I understand it, when y'all talked to Grandpa and Grandma about getting married, Grandma Lily said that he couldn't get married until he was 18.
That's right.
So he turned 18 on the 15th of December, and I think y'all got married on the 17th or something.
18th, yeah. We married on the 18th of December.
But Grandma Lily told him that they couldn't get married until he turned 18.
So we waited 3 days.
And
Been married ever since.
Been married. And that would have been 1941?
Yeah,
42?
42, wasn't it?
42.
Yeah. It's been a long time ago.
Well, did they go to the wedding? Were they at the wedding? Your parents?
Yeah. His parents and my parents too
All went.
went up to Old Lusty to the Methodist preacher.
And did you have a honeymoon?
No.
No.
Didn't have the money to have a honeymoon.
Yeah. Yeah, war was going on too.
Yeah.
Rationing and all of that
All
was
of
going
that,
on.
yeah. Of course, it was kind of the last part of the war, you know.
Where did you spend that first night?
Where did we? We stayed at Old Lusty, wasn't it? Or was it? We stayed the first night. Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Oh, you slept a few nights since then, right?
Yeah,
Right.
we slept quite a while, 70 some odd years.
Did you ever think it would be this long?
Well, I don't know. I don't remember ever, thinking about that.
Thinking about
What?
being married so long.
76 years.
When you took your vows, you knew it would be for a long time.
Well, we believed, Mother and Dad with me, if you marry, you stay with it. I didn't believe in having trouble. He told me that when you get married, you're going to stay married.
So choose wisely. Yeah,
And I guess he did.
he did.
We've been married 76 years.
What did you think of her when you first saw her?
Well, I thought a whole lot about it. She looked like I'd like to be with her part of the time. And it kept getting more.
And what did you think of him when you?
Well, I guess I must have been pretty proud of him. Stay with him.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
a long time.
Yeah. People,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
What do you think the secret is to staying married so long? What's the secret to your long marriage?
Well, there's love. 'Cause I really fell in love with her. And I stayed with her.
Yeah, people didn't, there was a lot of people south of Old Lusty. There was Harmony, where we went to high school. They run 4 buses out of there to pick up kids to go to school at Harmony.
So you had a few choices
Yeah.
on potential husbands
Yeah.
and wives, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of kids, going to school.
So it's been a good 76 years.
Yeah, it's been
No regrets.
no regrets.
What advice would you give kids today that are thinking about getting married?
Think seriously about it,
Think seriously.
because it's a lifetime adventure. It's a lifetime experience. Supposed to be.
It's supposed to be. Yeah.
It's been a long time ago.
Well, when history is written, what do you want it to say about you as a married couple?
Oh, goodness, I don't know. would you say, Paul?
I'm having to think.
He's pondering it a little bit.
It's been a lifelong experience, I can tell you. But we've been happy. Everybody has some problems, but you know, we didn't have any bad problems. We got along great.
Talk it out and work through it.
Work through it, yeah.
But my dad give me lots of telling me how I should do things. And I always tried to do what he wanted. And I think it helped me out a lot.
You know, back then, the parents, they gave you a whipping if you didn't mind and do what you were supposed to do. You were in trouble. Most people were.
Well, when you had children, who was the disciplinarian? Who did the discipline when you had children?
Most of the time.
You? Or both? Did you say both?
We both did. We both made them mind. Because everybody worked, you know, hard. You know, we weren't always together with the children, so it was a lot of hard work went on.
Stay busy and out of trouble.
Out of trouble, yeah. We didn't go to OOHRP or go to the grocery store very often. We canned and provided our own food.
Butchered your own chickens and all that.
Uh-huh.
Did you have a method?
A what?
A method for killing your chickens?
Oh, yeah, we wrung their necks and
Wrung their necks, okay.
cleaned them and everything. We did everything.
I know there's different ways of doing it, so I like to ask.
Yeah.
Did you have any family pets?
Did we have any family pets? Yeah, I think we did.
We had a dog.
A dog. What was the name of the dog?
Rover was one of them. We had dogs and cats. Of course, everybody, you know, had mice back then in their houses, because there was a lot of holes.
That's
So life was a lot different then than it is now, for sure.
Anything else you want to add? It's about your lunchtime, so we need to wrap it up. I know you don't like to miss lunch. Nope,
That's about it.
that's about it.
I can't think of anything, can y'all,
No.
that you'd like to ask?
You're a sweet couple.
Well, thank you.
Mhm.
We've been together.
You asked about their first date. Daddy's often told me the story that they went on a field trip to Sulphur, Oklahoma.
Oh.
And I don't know if it was their first date or not, but nearly every time we drive by there on Highway 7, you know, there's a fountain in the state park. And Daddy'd always say that's where he fell in love with my mother.
That's where what?
That's where Daddy said he fell in love with you, was on the field trip there to Sulphur.
Oh, it's
Remember that?
Do you remember?
Been a long, long time ago. I don't remember us going to, well, we didn't get to go on trips very often.
Where did we go?
Sulphur. went to the sulfur at the, down there at the park. What, did they have a big park down there?
Yeah.
Had a big park and kind of a, I don't know, place where people gathered, you know.
Where you could camp out.
Yeah, everybody camped out. They didn't have motels and all that kind of stuff then.
He was saying that's where you fell in love with Reba on that field trip to Sulphur.
I don't,
It's been a long time ago. I don't remember that, but I guess it was.
Well, you're
I know there was something about it.
It's been too long ago.
but the spark and the love's still there.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah, we've been blessed immensely.
Well, thank you for talking with us today. It's been a pleasure.
We've enjoyed it. Hope you got some good information.